Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of IQI Canada's Evening Talk with yours truly, and of course, none other than the man himself, the head of IQI Canada, Mr. Yousaf Iqbal. How are you doing, Yousaf, today?
I'm doing absolutely fine. How are you doing, Dante? It's always a pleasure,
Wonderful.
having a show with you because there's so much energy you've got in yourself. It just motivates me more.
Thank you so much. It goes the same. I really always love having sessions with you. It's always a joy seeing you again and hearing your voice. And of course, today you have something very special for us. I think it's the Agent Solution Package from Juwai IQI, which we're going to talk about, which is a really attractive package, by the way. I was going through just now. So, shall we jump in?
Absolutely. I'm so excited to announce these packages so that, the agents, can know about the benefits of these packages and find out about this package. So let's get started.
Amazing. Wonderful. So before we jump in, dive in deep into all the benefits and everything, I wanted to ask you, Yusuf, could you tell us a little bit more about Juwai IQI and what it is and when did this happen, basically?
Absolutely. So before we even start, what does Juwai mean? So let me just tell you exactly what is Juwai. So Juwai, is a Chinese expression, so which means basically a home outside, a home abroad, a home away from home. So that
Exactly.
exactly serves our reflection as well. That what we do is that we help our international clients to find homes and investment opportunities outside their provinces and the countries of residence. So that's a little bit about what Juwai means. So Juwai IQI, and I'm going to start telling you about first about Juwai.com and a little bit about background about IQI Global Real Estate for viewers, so at least they understand where does this
Very
Juwai
nice.
IQI comes in together on that. Juwai is Asia's popular international listing portal. It's a market research and it's a marketing tool. And IQI Global Real Estate is a real estate brokerage, primarily across East Asia. But of course, we have offices in 21 countries with over 21,000 agents, including Canada, Australia, England, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, of course, So, both of them started up like IQI started in about 2011, and so did July was also in 2011. In 2019, a historical merger happened, and you and I have both witnessed that together was
Exactly.
the merger of July IQI.
We saw the whole thing change and for the better, for the better.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the question comes in like, no, with this merger, what exactly has made Juwai and IQI? So, Juwai and IQI has become one of the world's fastest growing prop tech companies. Juwai.com generates approximately about 13 million active users every month. The visitors reside in about 196 countries right across the globe. We list about 111 we have listings for about 111 countries on an annual basis, and you can expect up to about like 6 million active listings. That's worth about 4 trillion US dollars.
That's a lot of money. That's incredible. And I love to see this because it's so exciting. And anyone that just looks at these packages and looks at these numbers, they immediately want to just jump in and start using these. And as you said, 13 million active users on a monthly basis, all these engagements that are coming to it. Yusuf, can you tell us what is bringing this tsunami of outbound investments to us?
Absolutely. So the Belt and the Road Initiative, right? It is a mass international investment policy which was
Oh,
adopted
yes.
by the Chinese government in 2013 as a bid to enhance the regional connectivity. The project target completion date is around 2049, marking the 100th year of People's Republic of China. Other than that, the people simply want to also explore, new ways of life, better opportunities for their families and children. That includes
Definitely.
studying, immigration, going across. So outbound real estate investment inquiries from China has spiked like 100% by 2018. So by 2018, it started with from 2010. In about 2011, it was about like 12 billion. And by the time it was 2018, it reached about 129 billion. Now, bear in mind, the real estate market, it just makes up just half of the investment portfolio, and the other half is divided among stocks, foreign exchange, insurance, and other standard investments.
Incredible, incredible. Wow. And Yusuf, being that having that said, like, what should real estate agents basically be interested in these packages, hearing all these like goodies coming at us, basically?
So as you know about the China's the Great Firewall in China on that. So that how
Oh,
do you
yes.
reach your Chinese investors there? Because as the Google will not work, Amazon will not work there, the YouTube will not work there, WhatsApp will not work on that, right? But if you are
Exactly.
not listing on Juwai.com, then you are absolutely not in that you're not your listing is not coming along, it's not being actually viewed by this huge investors. So basically, if you are listing there, you want to invest into international properties. The only thing where you want to be, if you want to be in, go to the international investors, especially in China, the only way you'll do is from Juwai.com. The reason is
Correct.
that because Juwai is the only listing property portal which consider about like five-star rating in Baidu. And for the people who know
Exactly.
that Baidu is like China's Google, and the number of pages indexed on Baidu is about total about like it's about 37.6 million just from July. The total number of pages indexed across the 10 other listing portal is less than 3 million. And add to our media coverage, as
Vast difference.
we reach about 2.6 billion people globally in 23 different languages. We've been covered in CBC, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and countless of other media agencies.
Incredible, incredible. And if you are listening out there, look at all these coverages and look at all these goodies. So now you know it's something you want. So, Yusuf, can you also like, basically get into like, a little bit more on the numbers and details of this packages, and then also tell us like, what type of packages does Juwai currently offer, basically?
So absolutely. Now, before I get into the packages, you rightly mentioned about the numbers, right? So that's another thing when we talk about a prop tech company is the property and the technology coming in together and providing
Yes.
both the online and the offline solutions to its clients. So interestingly, when I talk about a little bit about the numbers, now, as you know, like, when investors, especially when we talk about the investors from the China who are actually coming to Juwai.com, again, keep in mind the population of China is huge. These are the high net
It's
worth
very true.
individuals who are coming and looking for these properties to invest outside. Now, of course, when we talk about the numbers, the data, and the analysis on that, Canada is one of the top five countries inquired by the majority of the Chinese investors who are looking to invest
It's
on it. So,
incredible.
you know, first top five. So you can, yeah, so you can look at that, right? So I mean, again, like in terms of the inquiries, we have seen inquiries coming up to approximately about a total of 1.31 billion US dollar worth of inquiries that is coming just for the
Wow.
Canada properties on that. And if I break down the numbers a little bit more, approximately about 740 million were directed to Ontario and approximately 586 million just towards the Toronto. I mean, it's really
Yes.
amazing that relatively that small group that is driving these investments of about 2.2 million, which counts only about 0.16% of China's population on this, right? But
That's
then
incredible. Oh my
again,
God.
that these guys hold approximately 9.68 trillion worth of investable assets between them.
That's very true. It's a big, big, big number, of course. And I cannot wait for anyone who is going to go for these packages to start seeing those outbound investments coming towards them as well, because it is coming. And if you're not part of it,
One interesting thing I want to tell you, Dante, is that, when we talk about the July.com and we say that the inquiries are coming from as I rightly initially mentioned, that these people who are inquiring are just not the people who are sitting in China, but
yes,
literally there are people who are here in Canada are doing it. And I'll give you an example. We had three inquiries came to us. Believe it or not, all of them were here in Toronto, in Burlington, in Waterloo. Instead of going to realtor.ca or going to a different website, they actually went to juwai.com. We got the inquiry from there and they were here in Toronto. So you can imagine that, when juwai.com comes in, people, wherever, which part of the world they are, they still go to juwai.com to do the inquiry. So imagine people sitting in Canada,
Wow.
but they go to juwai.com.
That's true. That's amazing, and it is because I've been reading a little bit through it as well, and they really do trust Juwai's recommendations to the point that Juwai actually on their website has a recommendation area, and to be able to list on that, it's a whole different package on that side as well, which we'll talk about, of course, in different in another version of it. But like, it's incredible how much from 198 countries there are
Yes.
users coming in. So it's not just China. You're getting users from different countries utilizing this amazing portal because it is one of the best proptechs, companies in Southeast Asia and Asia in particular. So that being said, can you tell us a little bit more about the types of packages that this awesome agent solution is actually offering you? So
Absolutely. So there are various types of packages and sizes which are available in this. They vary by price and the listing allowances in terms of the number of active listings per year. For example, in Asia Pro 50, it allows about 50 listings a year. Asia Pro 300 gives you approximately about 300 listings per year and so on. Each of these will give you allowances for about like 20, 20 pictures, two floor plans, 150 word per listing. That's a great value for money. But they are
true.
not the most practical for, especially for individual agents. Especially, we understand that, that sometimes an agent would come and say, listen, I don't need, 100 and 300 listings. I don't need like 50 listings. Is there anything else we got on that? Because of that, because with Juwai and IQI, we always make sure that we're listening to the agents and making sure that nobody misses opportunity of getting an
Exactly.
inquiry from Canada itself as well. So we have an Asia Pro 10. So basically, that gives you about like 10 active listings, in the year. Again, the same. It's got the 20 pictures, two floor plans, 150 words. Your surrounding amenities are all highlighted, on the map of these areas,
That's
and there's
incredible.
automatic conversion. And then the beauty is that if you do the math, it's about 550 US dollars, for 10 listings for the exposure you are getting on it. If you do the math, which comes to about like, $55 a listing. And if I do the math, it's less than about what you pay for a cup of coffee, if I do it on a daily basis on that.
Yeah,
And you know
actually.
what? And the interesting thing is that, Dante, that locally, when you are advertising on some of these different local portals, you're actually paying $300 to $500 a month,
That is true,
for
actually.
putting
That's
about
very
10
true.
to 15 of your listings on different mediums. And here, the exposure of for about 550 US dollars, you're getting exposure of up to like 13.6 active, 13.6 million active users.
Like a way more vaster, like, amount of, like, people are looking at it for a much cheaper price. So like, it's a win-win situation for anybody. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have that. It's like, here is the golden goose, and here's a much more amount of, like, things that you can have on treasure. So like, just take it in. So Yusuf, we did mention, like, it also acts as a marketing tool. So can you tell us a little bit more about on that side, like how does basically these packages help us, market these, listings out, basically.
Absolutely. So, before I get into it, one of the things which I would like to let the listing agents know in Canada is that, when you're going and listing your property, you want your sellers to know that you would be listing their property, which will be accessed by a huge database of 13 to 14 million, active users every month on that. So, that's one of the
Exactly.
marketing tools which you can use it locally. But of course, in addition to that, what we just discussed, the agent solution package also provides you with a professionally translated profile and an agent profile of 150 words. We make sure that your company name, brand are well promoted. There are enhancement packages such as Juwai TV and banner ads that allow you to effectively promote yourself and make you
Wow.
stand out as a global real estate entrepreneur. Now, I also want to stress that one great thing about Juwai is that all the leads you receive are right at your doorstep and are verified. You know, so basically we sit
Very
through the
nice.
whole pool. You know, provide you with only the strongest and the serious leads which you want, which you're able to willing to receive it. And in other words, they're really the demand for your listing. So basically, as you know, Dante, in real estate, I always say that when you have a listing in place and you got people coming in inquiring for that specific listing, you know, automatically you got a buyer lead here as well. For the agents who are looking to double in this sort of a scenario can do a double end, where they're representing the seller and the buyer. At the same time, they have now a buyer lead as well, who they are able to convert it into multiple investment or opportunities, or multiple
So
residential
true.
opportunities as well on that, right? So it does give you a lot more doors. It opens up a lot more doors, for the agent.
That's incredible. Like, it's not just like, the basic stuff that an agent will require. It's like so much more things that are coming to you. So, and these people are like high net worth individuals. They don't just look for one single thing. They want to invest and invest and invest and invest. So if you get one, chances are you're going to get for much more, So that being said, oh, yes, please.
Yeah, and absolutely. As you know, all the real estate business work on the referral basis as well. So I just want to emphasize that fact as well. That once you got, as you said, one buyer come in and they are doing multiple transactions. Again, as realtors, we know that how referral businesses work. That if you have given a good customer service, you've taken care of somebody,
Yes.
they will automatically start referring you to multiple people on that.
Exactly, especially like in these high net worth groups, we know like they're very tightly knit when it comes to like investment and things like that. They have their own groups and they have their own talks and things like that. So like it's incredible. I would love for anyone who is watching right now to go, and even if you want to do even more research, go ahead and do it. But try to make sure that you get one of these packages and try them out. All right. So this
Absolutely.
being said, thank you. So, yeah, and of course, like you did mention one thing that I was really interested in, which was the fact that they translated professionally. So I want to just like emphasize on this and that these people are copywriters. They are not just translators or like someone that just translate the your English written passage into something that is a Mandarin. They are professional copywriters who take these and write it in a marketing stance that is actually very well accepted and very well received from that side. And talking about communication, Yusuf, I wanted to ask, like, if there are leads that may not be fluent in English, how can this communication happen between the agent who has gotten this package and the lead who may not be as fluent as they are in English, basically?
So very good question. Everything you type in your portal will be done in English. So, but thanks to our, team of professional translators, our visitors to Juwai.com will see their native language. So you don't ever have to worry about the barriers to communication. And when they send you the messages, again, it will be translated and you will receive it in English, right? So it's a very smooth process. And speaking of different languages, like, Juwai.com, which is basically purely a Chinese and a Mandarin website, right? But again, there is a significant community in Greater ASEAN and across the world. They will access
Exactly.
your property through our Juwai.com sister company, which is Juwai.asia, which is in English. It is an automatic importation which goes from Juwai.com to Juwai.asia as well. And having said that, coming back to my packages, now if you are doing a package for an eShip Pro 10 for 550 US dollars, you're not only just listing at Juwai.com, but you're also listing it to Juwai.asia, which is the English
Wow.
version of our website, which is again goes not only just to the Chinese, but the whole Asian, consumers as well, investors as well on that. So automatically now it's probably coming down to half a cup of coffee in terms of the cost.
Wow. Like honestly, you are literally paying for two different portals. You're listing not only is it very, very reasonable in price, but at the same time, you're listing in two incredible titans of a platform and reaching so many like high net worth investors that are literally just looking to, they're looking for you instead
That's
of
right.
you looking for them, you know. So it's so incredible and I love it, Yusuf. And now we have come to the last questions for today, and that is, how can anyone who wants to acquire these packages reach your good self and be able to get them?
Absolutely. As you know, the numbers are coming on the screen as well. Feel free to give us a call at our, local line, which is 905-564-0188. You could use a WhatsApp as well at 647-669-9222, or send us an email, at info at IQI, IQICanada.com, right? I mean, I'll tell you what, we'll be more than happy to give you more details about these packages, and believe it or not, you don't want to miss this opportunity of not being, being left out of those active millions of active users, which you could get which you could use for your sales.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Yusuf. It has always been a pleasure. And I hope that we can get in touch together one very soon to talk about the developer packages as well. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Yusuf. It's always a pleasure. And do you have anything to tell our viewers as well?
Thank you so much, Dante. All I'm going to say is that, call us for any of the package information you guys need on that. And it's always a pleasure talking to you. So thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Stay safe.
Thank you so much as well.
Bye
See you
bye.
soon, ladies and gentlemen. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye.